A marriage is kind of like a diary, right? It's written one day at a time, and every first is a brand new entry in a story you're writing together. So today, we're going to peek inside that diary, look at a few of those early pages, and explore the unforgettable moments that really kick off a life together.
Our whole story really starts with this one powerful sentence. For so many, this endure isn't just a tradition, it's this very public and at the same time very personal announcement. It feels like the perfect intimate place to start this journey. Every new beginning has that mix of feelings, doesn't it? You've got all this excitement, but also a good bit of nerves. So we're going to start with two moments that capture that feeling perfectly. The big, formal introduction to the new family, and then the escape that comes right after. The in-laws. For so many couples, this is the first real challenge. It's that moment you're walking up to the front door, holding hands, about to officially go from being a guest to being family. The pressure is definitely on. And this is where you see that it's not just one person's anxiety. It's a shared weight. I mean, look at this. Both of them are dealing with a storm of questions and worries, not just for themselves, but for each other. And honestly, it's these moments, when you're both a little vulnerable, that become the stories you end up telling for years and years. So after you get through all the family anxieties, the honeymoon is supposed to be the prize, right? It's that special, sacred time, the first real getaway as a married couple, all about connecting and making those amazing memories. But life doesn't always go according to plan, does it? Our narrator's first honeymoon was to the gorgeous beaches of Puri in Odisha. But here's the kicker. She wasn't just there with her husband. She was there with 16 other people. So much for a quiet romantic trip for two. And if you thought that was just a one-time fluke, think again. The second honeymoon was to beautiful Kashmir, with 21 other people tagging along. You have to imagine these were less of a romantic escape and more of a full-blown family vacation. But hey, I bet they were unforgettable. But marriage isn't just about the big trips, It's also about the quiet moments, the milestones you hit, and the challenges you face when you're apart. So let's talk about that first year and the tests of time and distance. There's just something magical about the first anniversary. It's not just another date on the calendar. It's a celebration, right? It's proof that you survived and hopefully thrived through that whole first year of figuring things out together. It's a milestone that really feels earned. And then you have a totally different kind of milestone, the first time you have to be apart. Whether it's for a job or a family thing, that first separation can really sting. But it's also a test, And it can make seeing each other again that much sweeter and your bond even stronger. So some firsts are quiet and personal, but others are the kind of news that just changes everything in a heartbeat. And this next one, it's definitely the second kind. The journey to becoming parents often starts with a question mark. For our narrator, it began with 2 months of just not knowing. Then a doctor's visit that turned out to be a false alarm. But finally, an at-home test revealed the truth. It was a real roller coaster of hope and doubt that ended with a result that would change their lives forever. And what happened the second her husband heard the news over the phone? He was home in 5 to 7 minutes. That number says it all, doesn't it? You can just feel the excitement, the joy, the entire world shifting on its axis in that short drive home. And that joy was just too big to keep to themselves. In less than 30 minutes, the news just spread like wildfire through their whole family. It wasn't just their little secret anymore. It was this huge, shared celebration. And all of this, the nerves, the celebrations, the shared moments, it all leads to the most profound first you can have, the moment a couple becomes a family. This is it. This is the moment when absolutely everything changes. The very first time you hold your child, it feels like the rest of the world just melts away. It's a total shift in who you are, in your purpose, in your heart. As our narrator says, it's a kind of joy that's pretty much impossible to describe unless you've been there. And even though she couldn't hold her baby right away because of a C-section, that huge wave of love was immediate and just all-consuming. It's a feeling that connects parents all over the world. And it's so important to remember that for some people, this moment is at the end of a very long, very difficult journey. For couples who have struggled, the joy of finally holding their child is just that much bigger, magnified by every single hope and prayer along the way. So, from those nerve-wracking first meetings with the in-laws and the kind of hilarious group honeymoons to the quiet joy of a first anniversary and the world-changing news of a baby, we've walked through the moments that really build the foundation of a life together. And that brings us to the end of this little chapter. It's a great reminder that our lives are really just a collection of these firsts. Some are big, some are small, but they're all so important. So as we close this diary, it kind of makes you think, doesn't it? What are the unforgettable firsts that you would write in your own?